students, we will be studying about the characteristic of family Malvaceae. Malvaceae is a very common family which we see in our garden, and here today we will be discussing about this flower which we get easily in our garden. It is called the Hibiscus rosa sinensis. You all must have seen it. It grows everywhere. Now, it's a very important family, children, so we will be discussing some of the important characteristics of this family. Now, for this, the requirements are flower of hibiscus. We will be providing you at least 2 flowers because you will require 1 flower for making the longitudinal section and 1 flower for the display of all the parts. Now, for doing a good section, you require a good sharp razor blade, forceps, glass slide and a dissecting microscope. This is the dissecting microscope which you will be using. Now let us see first we will dissect the flower and we will discuss the different parts of the flower. Now in this flower, children, we see this is a twig containing the flower. The flower is very bright colored, so there is insect pollination in this. Then the first whorl that we see, this is called the epicalyx. So these are the small sepal-like structure which is called epicalyx, and you will count the number of such small leaf-like structures. There are usually 7 to 8 such leaf-like structures. Then the next one is the green colored. This is called as the calyx. It is having 5 sepals and all the 5 sepals are joined together. So when I have displayed it, you see it is all joined together. So this type of calyx, it is called as gamosepalous condition. So this is there. Then there are 5 petals. You can count the petals. They are not joined with each other. So we will call that they are polypetalous condition. Then come to the male part, that is the androecium. In this, the androecium is all joined together to form a staminal tube. You can see this tube-like structure, red in color. This is the staminal tube, and this is type of stamen is called as monadelphous stamen, because here all the filaments, they are joined together. Only the anthers, the tips, they are free and they are bearing these anthers, and you can see the yellow colored pollen is there. And in this also, if you see more detail, you should keep some of them under the microscope and see. They have a typical shape. Their shape is just like a kidney, so it is called reniform. Reniform anthers are there. Then come to the female part. The female part is made up of these 3 parts. That is, first this is the ovary, which is just attached with the thalamus. Then this is the style which goes inside the staminal tube. So from outside we cannot see the style. It lies inside. Then there is these are the stigma, and there are 5 stigma. So this type of stigma, it is called as pentaphyid stigma. So you will have to, now in your practical, children, when you will do it, you have to first cut 1 flower and display all the parts. Like this is the epicalyx, this is the calyx. So you will open it out from one side, showing that it is gamosepalous, and you will display it here. Then you will separate all the petals and you will arrange it like this. So they are polypetalous, not joined with each other, and 5 petals are there. So such type of flowers where all the parts are 5 or multiples of 5, it is called as pentamerous flower. So this flower is a pentamerous flower. Then I have displayed the male part separately, the staminal tube and all the anthers which are lying over here. Then this is you have to cut the longitudinal section with a sharp razor blade, and you can see the longitudinal section of the ovary, in which you will see that this is the placenta in the center. There is a placenta and the ovules are attached on both sides, and this is the you can see here that this is the style, okay, and this is the staminal tube. So you have to arrange it like this. You will keep all this with a drop of water, otherwise it will become dried up. Now we will see this in this chart. The same family has been displayed. You have to draw all these diagrams in your notebook, in your practical notebook. So this is the complete flower showing the corolla, that is the petals, 5 petals. Then this is the staminal column or staminal tube, as you can call it. These are the anthers. The style emerges from here, and these are the 5 stigma. So you can see one stamen here they have shown. It is showing kidney shape or any form in nature. And when all the anthers are joined together, it is called into a staminal tube. It is called as monadelphous stamen. Then another important feature of this is the epicalyx, presence of epicalyx. The function of epicalyx is also protection. Now this is the one which you have just now made. This is the diagram of the longitudinal or vertical section of the flower. So epicalyx is the first fold, then this is the calyx, then this is the corolla, and this is the, in the center, this is the placenta, and these are 2 chambers which we can see in the ovary in longitudinal section. And these small little rounded structures, they are the ovules which will develop later on into seeds. This is the style over here which emerges out, and these are the stigma. So in longitudinal section we are able to see 3 only. Then this is very important part of your practical, the floral diagram. Everyone has to make a floral diagram using proper this compass and everything. So the first fold, this last one, this is the epicalyx, then this is the calyx. So calyx, you see it is joined gamocephalous, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are there. All of them are joined with each other. Then next one is the corolla, made up of 5 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in this we see that, now in the corolla one thing which we see is that none of the corolla are joined. So you can see it is separated here, but one edge of the corolla is pointed inwards, one edge outwards, one edge inwards, one outwards, inwards, outwards. So this type of arrangement, it is called as twisted estivation. Then we see the next fold is the androecium, that is the male part, having in numerous number of, that means very many numbers of the anthers. So stamens are there, so many of them are there, and they are all joined together to form a staminal tube. So they have been made like this. Then the last fold is the female part or gynecium, which consists of the ovary. Now this ovary has been cut in the transverse section, TS. Here it was in longitudinal section, here it is in transverse section. In transverse section you can see that it is having 5 compartments, or they are called as locules, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And this is the placenta in the center. And with this, large number of ovules are attached. So this type of attachment or placentation is called as axile placentation. Now another important thing is the floral formula. Every family you have to represent with a floral formula. So this cross here, it shows that it is actinomorphic. That means it can be cut into 2 equal halves in more than one plane. Now this sign, its symbol, it shows that it is a bisexual flower. This is the female part and this is the male part. Both are present in the same flower. So bisexual. Then EPI, it shows that it consists of epicalyx. Then K stands for calyx. 5 to 8. So epicalyx, EPIK, it is having 5 to 8 such small leaf-like structures. Then calyx is represented by capital K. There are 5 sepals and all are joined. So we have to make a this type of bracket. Then this is the corolla, C for corolla. 5 corolla are there, but they are not joined, and it is joined with the androecium at the base. So this condition is called as epipetalous condition. This is the androecium. There are infinite number of stamens, and the stamens are joined together to form a staminal tube. Gynoecium means the female part, G. There is a horizontal bar showing that gynoecium is superior. That means what? The ovary lies at the uppermost position. All other parts are lying below the ovary. So ovary is superior most. So that is to show that there is a underline given here. And there are 5 carpels as we have counted here, and they are all joined together. So this is called syncarpous condition. So you have to remember all the technical terms children. Then only this family will be complete. Now economically importance also you have to study. So in the economic importance you can say that it is used for ornamental value. It is grown in the garden. Like there is one example of hollyhock or Althea rosea. We are having the chart of that. This is Althea rosea. Very beautiful flowers, they come. So it has got ornamental value. Then it is also used in the economic importance is there that Indian hemp plant, cannabis. So that is also another, linen is obtained from that cannabis sativa it is called. So at least you have to write 2 important plants of economic importance, and of course hibiscus is also a ornamental plant. So you have to write the correct spelling children, that is the name of the plant you have to write hibiscus rosa sinensis. The correct spelling is very important. Hibiscus rosa sinensis, and they have to be underlined separately. Hibiscus is genus name, so H should be capital. Rosa sinensis, this is the species name, so both with small letter.